Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 45-minute yoga morning stretch. We have a new setup today, or back to the old setup, the original setup, since people have to be walking around the house getting ready for their days. So I can't be set up in front of the main door to the house. So I hope that you'll be able to see me. I don't think there's too much light coming out. It'll be an experiment. We'll see how it goes. In terms of props for class today, if you have a yoga block or two, they might be useful during a kneeling lunging sequence towards the end if you want a little bit more support or help reaching the ground. But other than that, you don't need anything fancy or special for class. We're gonna do kind of the full body deal this morning, paying special attention to neck and wrists, as well as the whole spine and hips. So grab your blocks if you need them, keep your coffee nearby. We're gonna get started laying down on our tummies in crocodile pose. If you like to follow along to the playlist, I am pressing play right now. And we will all meet laying down on our tummies. You can keep your legs pretty wide on the mat if that's more comfortable. And if this is a lot on the low back this early in the morning, you can get a little pillow or even like a dish towel and fold it to put it underneath your pelvis. Sometimes that can help support the back. When you make it all the way down, stack your palms on top of each other and then lay your forehead down on top of your hands. Let your elbows rest wide. And see if you might already bring a heaviness to your body, just a sense of sinking down, relaxing into the earth. As you might notice your breath down against the floor or the mat, see if you might deepen your breath here, starting off the morning with some diaphragmatic breathing. So as you breathe in, think about inflating your tummy, pushing your belly button into the mat. And as you exhale, feel your whole body contract and soften. Again, like that, breathing in through the nose, filling up the low belly, feeling the rib cage spread wide in all directions. And then a soft, slow, full breath out. Keep this going on your own. There's no wrong way to do this. Move as slowly and intentionally as you can. Notice any tension you're holding through the jaw, maybe through the eyes. Maybe the shoulders are gripping. Can you relax everything as you continue to breathe? Good. Take 5 more rounds of this breath all on your own. Starting the day with a big, bright, deep, intentional breath. Keep letting your hips sink heavier, your feet sink heavier. I have 2 more rounds. You might be nearby. Good. When you're all done with your 5th round of that last diaphragmatic breathing, before we move the body, just take a moment to let your breath return to normal. Just notice how it feels. Give your body a quick scan from head to toe, just noticing what you notice. Good, and next, send your fingertips out wide. You can bring the right side of your head to the mat. We'll find shoulder pigeon, rolling onto the right side first here. We usually do this towards the end of class when you're really warm. Notice what's different when it's first thing in the morning and you're like basically just the Tin Man. Maybe you don't need quite as much pressure. Maybe you bring the top arm up, palm faces behind you, weave it around your back for a little half bind, maybe not. Take 3 breaths here, opening across the chest and shoulders. Beautiful. When you're all done, bring your hands back down to a T and roll onto the left shoulder this time. Moving slowly, moving mindfully, careful not to push it or go too hard, too early. 2 more rounds of breath. Slowly waking up through the body. Good. Return to center. Set yourself up in Sphinx pose. Forearms are down on the mat like the number 11. Spread your palms wide. You keep your feet as wide as feels good on the mat. And we're looking for a light engagement through the glutes. You're not clenching, but enough that you can support your low back and then push your palms down into the ground. Push your elbows down and gently hug the elbows back towards your rib cage. Think about broadening across your collarbones, pinching your shoulder blades together behind you. So this is a lightly active back bend here, strengthening the back body, opening through the front. And from here, you might start to find some movement through the neck. Maybe you draw big circles with the chin in one direction. Maybe you do chin to chest, chin ear towards shoulder, whatever feels best to you. Move really slowly. Take 2 more full rounds of breath. Nice job. Switch the direction of your circles. Just keep going with the other movements if you're not taking circles. Good. 2 more rounds of breath here. Now return to center. Keep your arms just as they are, your body just as engaged. Start to open up through your mouth. So you're making like a crazy silent screaming face. Don't knock it till you try it. It feels really good. Stretch out through your nose, sockets of your eyes, all of the weird places in your face that feel tense, but you're like, if I'm in public, I don't know that I can pull this off, but you're not in public. You're at home and it's the morning, so you can do whatever you want. Nice job. All right. Get out any last little stiff parts in the face, and then we're going to gently push ourselves back to child's pose. Take your time, move mindfully and slowly. Toes touch, knees are as wide as feels good. Let the palms slide forward, forehead rests on the earth. Breathe into your upper back here. Big, full breaths. Feeling into the broadness of the back. Noticing how much space there is to fill with air. Crawl your fingertips off towards the right, finding a big stretch through the left side body, all the way from your left hip crease out your left fingertips. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Option to add a twist. Slide the right palm closer to your knee so your right elbow is cricketed up towards the sky. And then turn to look up and over the right shoulder. Breathe here. And breathe out, return to center. Crawl your fingertips off towards the left side this time. Same thing on the right side. Taking a moment just to feel into this big stretch. Stretching through the fascia, all those little muscles between your ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Option to add a twist here. Left palm slides back towards the knee for leverage. Breathing in to look over the left shoulder. Inhale. And exhale, return your forehead to the ground. Crawl back to center. We're gonna slowly make our way up to tabletop position here, but you can take your time. If you'd like to bring some little hip swings into the mix, just checking in with the inner thigh, how the hips are feeling today. You can start to kind of wag like you have a big old dinosaur tail. You're kind of like wagging it side to side. I don't know your life. Find some organic movement, making your way slowly up onto all fours. Nice job. And when you make it there, we're going to move into some cat and cow, but first set yourself up with a firm foundation so that the spine can be supported as it moves. Hands are wide on the mat. Imagine you're trying to palm a basketball with your hands. That's how active your fingers are. As you breathe in, drop your belly, lift your tailbone and chin. Spend a few breaths here just exploring what this shape feels like this morning. Energetically slide your palms back towards your knees, noticing any shifts in sensation there. Breathe in. As you breathe out, cat pose, send your heart up towards the sky, pushing your toes down, pushing your hands down into the ground. Couple breaths here, find some movement. Maybe you're checking in with the jaw again. And now we'll find a flow between these two shapes. Breathing in, cow pose. Breathing out, cat. Move with your own breath here. You have about 30 seconds of movement, so take your time, add in as much as you'd like. Good. Keep following the breath. Let your breath lead the movement. About 5 more seconds. Take one more round. Nice job. We will all meet together in a static tabletop. Next is some thread the needle with a little flow to warm up the upper spine and the core. Bring your left hand or your left fist to the middle of your mat. As you breathe in, reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. However far they'll go, it's okay if they're not all the way up here. And before we move, start to find some movement through the arm here. Maybe you're drawing just big circles, rotating the wrist, rotating the whole arm. Just checking in with where you're feeling a little tense, a little stuck. One more breath in, reach tall. Exhale, tuck the right arm under the left, reaching through, but don't lay your hand down on the ground just yet. See if you might use the strength of your left arm to support 1 more inch of length with the right arm. Breathe in. Breathe out, stay here. Notice your core working to support you. Inhale, reach the right arm up high. Exhale, tuck and hover, reaching through actively. Good. Last one, inhale, reach up high. Exhale, tuck and hover just for a moment and then release down. Rest your right shoulder, the right side of your head on the ground. You might keep the left hand on the earth to help hold you in a twist that feels good. To add on a little more, you can push the right arm down into the ground. To open up the left shoulder, left pecs to reach the left arm up. Rotate the palm behind you and then bend your elbows. Snake your arm around your waist any amount. Think about sending your left collarbone back behind you. Take 2 more breaths. Nice job. Gently bring the left hand back to the earth as you breathe in, unwind and reach up high. And exhale back to tabletop. Let's do that on the other side. Plant your right hand in the center of the mat. Inhale, peel the left fingertips up. Good. Take a couple moments here to explore. Think about lengthening through both arms. Play with movement through the wrist, the shoulder, the arm. Good. Breathe in, reach the left arm up. Exhale, tuck the left arm under the right. You're hovering, reaching with the left arm. We're here for a couple rounds of breath, just setting up, getting our muscles to remember the shape. Engage your core a little more to support your low back here. As you breathe in, reach the left fingertips through. As you breathe out, soften your face. Good. Inhale, left arm up high. Exhale, tuck and hover, activating through the core, through the legs. Good. Inhale, reach up high. Last one. Exhale, tuck and hover. Hold it here. Reach, 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 and then release. Left shoulder, left side of the head, come down. Choose what you'd like to do with the right arm on this side. It doesn't have to be the same thing. Take 2 more big rounds of breath here, allowing the upper back to release. Good. Bring the right hand back to the ground. As you inhale, reach the left fingertips up. And exhale back to tabletop. Nice. All right, we're going to be seated for the next couple of poses. So if you have a block you want to sit on, you can sit with your butt on the block and your knees kind of in crisscross pose. If that feels good, kind of like so. You can also do a hero's pose with the block where you're on your knees. You put this block kind of behind your heels and you can sit on it. You can even do 2 blocks here. Either of those are completely fine. All right, I'm giving you a second to get seated and to put your hair in a ponytail. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of love for the wrists here first. So send your hands out in front of you, interlace your hands, bend your elbows, just start to draw a figure 8 with your wrists. Move a little slower than feels natural so you can feel into all the different places. Ooh. Good, switch directions. There's definitely one way that feels more natural to do this. Good. Take another breath in. Keep breathing. And a breath out. Untangle your hands. Give your wrist a little shake. Da, da, da. All right. And then back to the same grip, but lace your fingers the way that feels really awkward. Nice. All right. Same thing. Start to draw those figure 8s. Notice if you're bringing a little tension to the shoulders or the neck here, how could you calm that down while we're focusing on the wrist? Are you breathing? Nice. And we'll switch directions here. Keep breathing. I challenge you to do this today in between one of your meetings or during one of your meetings. Just like a little love for the wrist. It can go such a long way. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, untangle, spastic jazz hands, wiggle on the hands. All right, now, crazy mind hands. Elbows can be relaxed at your side. They don't have to be so extra like mine are. You're spreading the fingers wide. We're gonna start to activate and stretch through the fingers. So first is just imagining that your fingers are all growing a little longer in all directions. That's how active they are. And then with the hands this active, bring your pinky to touch your thumb. Stretch all the other fingers away. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release. Hands are back out like the number 5. Good. Now bring ring finger to thumb. Stretching everything else in as many directions away from those fingers. Breathe in. As you breathe out, release. Next finger in. For me, it's the middle finger. Oh, wow. Stretching through all of the fingers. Who knew fingers could be so tight? Who knew? Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release. And now we've got index finger to thumb. Stretching the other fingers. Breathe in. And breathe out, release. Good. Now we're going to move back out towards the pinkies. So middle finger to thumb, stretching, breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Ring finger, stretching, breathe. And release. And now pinkies. Pinkies in, stretching, breathe in. And as you breathe out, let that go. Give your hands a little shake. Notice the warmth building through your hands, through your forearms maybe. And now we'll do a little bit of a forearm stretch. So hold your hand out like you're waiting to receive a piece of candy. Fingertips go down towards the ground. Start to gently tug your fingers back towards your body. Big stretch for the underside of the underarm. Take it easy here. Let yourself feel the sensations you're feeling. Notice if there's any urge to resist the feeling of stretching. If it's too much, just pull back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Let that go. Flip your hand over like you're awaiting a tiny kiss. I like to bring my thumb to the inside of my palm and then wrap my fingers around the top of my hand. You can use the pressure of the thumb to kind of pull down on the skin of the top of your hand, stretching the skin and the fascia on the top of your wrist. Good. Breathe in here. And breathe out, gently release. Shake that hand out. See that on the other side. Left palm forward, fingertips down towards the earth. Start to gently tug on the fingertips. Ooh. I don't know if you experience this, but sometimes when you like push on different fingers here, it lights up different tendons, different parts through the forearm that are much tighter than others. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Nice. Now ask for a tiny kiss. Set your hand up however feels best. You can stretch along the top of your wrist. I'm kind of doing a push and a pull with the skin between the meat of my palm and the top of my hand. Nice job. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release. Give your hands a little shake. Nice job. All right, 2 more seated things, and then we will start to move our bodies a little bit more. You can keep the same seated position or switch it up. We're going to do some twists and some side bends. I'm going to switch it up just for fun. All right, so make sure that you can reach towards the ground on either side of you. So maybe you have those blocks or a pillow you want to put next to you just for a little bit of support. All right, everybody's doing great. All right, as you breathe in, reach your fingertips up. As you exhale to your right, finding a side bend. Maybe the block is under the right hand for a little support. Maybe your fingertips are tented on the ground. It's all good. Take a couple moments here to breathe. You're reaching all the way past the left fingertips, letting the left side of your rib cage and your hips open up. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Good. Use your core. Return yourself to center. Both arms are high. And as you exhale, other side, left hand, fingertips to the ground, to a block. Spend a moment here, noticing how it feels, stretching through the right side. And then you guessed it, we're gonna flow between these 2 shapes, which will also help us start to warm up through the core a little bit. So breathe in, return to center, big lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bending to the left. Good, 1 more round through. Inhale, reaching up, up, up. Exhale, bending to the right. Beautiful job. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center, reach up, up, up. Exhale, twist to the right. So left hand comes to the right thigh. Doesn't matter how your legs are. The right hand can be behind you for a little support. Maybe it's on your low back. There are no rules here. But I want you to think about lifting up through the heart. Imagine that there is a rod tied to your back, holding your whole spine super long and tall. And you might, as we hold and breathe here, you might start to feel a little bit of heat building through the core. Twists are a lot of work for the body. So we're gonna do kind of just this little one to start to get those muscles awake and working. And you can intensify this with the neck by gazing towards your right shoulder until you feel a nice stretch along the left side of the neck. And then think about lowering your left shoulder. So dipping the left shoulder towards the earth. Notice if that brings the stretch towards the collarbone, maybe into the shoulder. And from here, you might just start to play with some movement in the neck, opening up along your scalenes, which are those muscles on the side of your neck that get really tight when we sit at our computers with our necks poking forward, which, as my acupuncturist tells me, is something that I am apparently a big guilty person of. So, all right, gently return your head, your chin to chest, and then return to center. We're gonna go the other way. So Right hand on left thigh. Turning the creaky torso the other direction. It might be a little tougher to move in this way. That's okay. And we're here for several breaths, so there's no need to rush yourself into this. You can let the body ease into the twist. You're lifting up through the heart, proud chest, long, straight spine, using the core to support this extended twist. You're still breathing. Maybe you start to play with the neck, finding that stretch on the right side that feels good. Maybe energetically lowering the right shoulder down, maybe carving a line with the chin. Take 3 breaths here, just exploring. Nice job. And when you're all done, tuck your chin to your chest. Gently return to center. And if you're sitting on a block for this next one, you won't want to be, so release your block from underneath you if you've got it, and then put your feet on the ground, knees up, send your arms behind you. Don't let your chest collapse. Think about lifting up through the heart. Keep your feet wide on your mat and start to just windshield wiper your legs in each direction. So sending both knees off towards the left, and then one at a time over to the other way. So just introducing some internal and external rotation to the hips. Ooh, pretty tight. You don't have to go crazy for this to really feel pretty good, but also do some work to wake up the hips. So just keep it nice and easy here. Still breathing. Nice job. Take a couple more rounds of that. Breathing easy here. Nice job. All right. Turn your legs to center. Bring your hands to the backs of your thighs. Pull your chest tall and proud. Start to lean back till you feel your core catch. You can keep your toes on the ground for now. We're in a modified pose here. And maybe you start to just lift one toe up off the ground and then the other. It's still early. I know that nobody wants to do sit-ups first thing in the morning. So we're not going to do crazy sit-ups or anything, but we are going to get the core turned on. This is your power center all day long. This is where your best breath comes from. This is where good posture comes from. I think personally that this is where kind of a sense of groundedness and like assuredness in myself lives. So give yourself a chance to turn that on before you start your day. Maybe you're just doing these little toe touches. I feel like a Pilates lady. If you do Pilates and this is not Pilates, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. We're here. You're still breathing for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Nice job. Let yourself roll down. We're going to meet in a downward facing dog, but you can rock and roll the length of your spine as many times as you'd like if this feels good. We'll make our way to downward dog in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Palms shoulder width distance, feet hips width distance, maybe even wider. Just pedaling out through the legs, waking up that back line of the body. Open and close your jaw here. Maybe wiggle your neck around, just checking in with the shoulders, the neck. Good, nice job. Find a static downward facing dog here. Bend your knees so much that your chest starts to come near your thighs. Take a breath in. As you exhale, straighten your legs, send your hips up, up, up towards the sky. 2 more like that. Inhale, bending the knees, sending chest to thighs. Exhale, straighten, send your hips up. Last one here, still gripping through the hands. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Inhale, high plank, rock yourself forward, hold and breathe here. You got it. Use the legs to support you, squeezing through your thighs and glutes. Maybe you're shifting forward and backward. It's okay to bring a little movement here. Keep your hands active on the ground, pushing your fingertips and your big knuckles that connect fingers to hands into the earth. Breathe in here. Exhale, down dog. Use your core, lift your hips up. This is why we warmed up the wrists. Inhale, high plank, rock forward. You got it, gazing straight down and forward. Exhale, down dog. 3 more, you can do this. Inhale, high plank, rock forward. Exhale, down dog, lift the hips. 2 more, inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Last one, make it your best here. Inhale, high plank, strong and forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Walk your feet up behind your wrist. Let your torso hang super heavy. If this is accessible through your body right now, you might even bring the backs of your hands to the ground. You can stretch top of the wrists again. You might even bring your palms underneath your feet if your hamstrings are feeling like this is okay for you. This is gorilla pose. The compression of the feet against the wrists can help relieve any pressure through the wrists. Couple more breaths here, manifesting space across the low back. Letting your head hang super heavy down towards the ground. Good. Release your hands from wherever they are. Wiggle your toes a little closer to touch. Bend your knees really generously. Bring your hands to your hip creases. Inhale, bring yourself up to stand. Exhale, let your breath out of your body. Okay, find a comfortable standing position at the front of your mat. We're going to move through sun A here, just to kind of get the heart pumping, blood moving. And then we'll have time for one more thing that I'll have to decide what it is later. Okay, more coffee real quick. You can take some too. Everybody's doing great. Okay, good. So you're standing at the top of your mat. Feet are a comfy width distance apart. Draw energy up through the legs so toes are wide and strong on the mat. Legs are firm. Glutes engaged, tailbone points down. From the stability through the hips, can you find more length through your side bodies? And as you breathe in, reach your fingertips up. Good. Inhale once more. Exhale, side bend to the right. You can rest your right hand wherever feels good, maybe on the hip or the low back. Maybe you take both arms up for something a little more energetic. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend to the left, letting the hips bump to the right, reaching up and over. Good. Inhale, center, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. Squeeze your glutes to keep your hips in place. Left fingertips peel forward, right fingertips back. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Inhale, center, reach up high. Legs are still strong. Exhale, twist to your left, reaching right fingertips forward. Really imagine that someone is pulling on each of your arms, bringing more length. Inhale, center, mountain pose. Exhale, back bend, squeeze your glutes, bump your hips forward. You might cactus your arms here. Think about lifting up through the chest. Collarbones are wide. Inhale, mountain, reach up. Exhale, fold forward with soft knees. Inhale, lift halfway, palms slide up to the shins, spine is long. Exhale, high plank and pause just for a moment. Activate your whole body here, breathe in. Exhale, lower to your belly. You might drop to your knees first. Palms slide down to your lowest ribs, dig your toenails into the ground. Inhale, Cobra pose, peel your heart up. Loop your shoulders up and back here. Space across the collarbone and throat. Gaze down and about 6 inches in front of you so the back of your neck is nice and long. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, tabletop or high plank, push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. That's the sequence. We're going to move through it twice, matching breath to movement. Take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up, up, up. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend left. Good. Inhale, center. Twist right. Keep your hips forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Arms peel apart. Inhale, center. Exhale, your back bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, high plank and lower to your belly with control. Inhale, Cobra pose. Cricket your elbows behind you. Exhale, lower. Inhale, tabletop or high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time through is all on your own. You forget what comes next, just make it up. Feel free to change things as feels good to you. If you forget, I already said if you forget what comes next, that's how much I want you to just do your own thing. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice job. Keep the breath nice and steady. Beautiful job. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Take your time. Nice job. All right, with our last 5 minutes left here, we're gonna do a little bit of standing stuff to wake up the hips, bring a little bit more aliveness to the legs. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, forward, fold, walk to meet your hands. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up, up, up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Now step one foot back so you're in a wide open pose facing the side of your mat, AKA star pose. I don't know why I did not just call it that. Okay. You're in star. Give your hips a little wiggle from side to side. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, goddess pose. Draw your hands to heart. Knees go out, heels are in. Think about sending your knee out towards your pinky toes. So notice if they're trying to sickle in, you might shorten your pose to keep the knees going out and back. Start to feel your glutes and your outer thighs working here. Maybe you bring a little bit of side to side movement. Sometimes it just feels good. And you can stay like this if this is feeling good through the hips. If you want a little more, plus a little twist and shoulder stretch, palms come to your thighs, fingertips are down. As you inhale, lift up through the heart, push away from your thighs. And exhale, drop one shoulder, look over the opposite shoulder. You can use your hands to gently tug on your inner thighs. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the other way. Good, legs are still working, keeping you here. One more time through, inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Beautiful job, inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Good, return to center. Find a long, straight spine like you're leaning against a wall. We're here, we're rocking side to side. I'm burning with you too. You're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2 towards your right knee. So the right knee is bent. Left pinky toes parallel to the back of your mat. You might gently slope those left toes in if it feels better on the hips. Shorten your stance as much as you need to so you can feel powerful here. Your legs are gonna get a little tired. You can do hard things. This is the fire you're gonna be able to bring into your day, cultivating focus from this place of challenge. So same thing here, you're sending this right knee more towards the pinky toes. Think about rolling this inseam of your pants up and back behind you and send your fingertips out long. Just like in that standing twist from mountain pose, can you stretch through each of your fingertips? Arms are long and strong. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep this lunge, reach the right arm up, maybe back. This is a side bend. You might let the left hand fall down your thighs, or you can use it on your back for support. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Knee stays bent. Reach your right arm on the inside of the thigh. You can use this for support. And then you're twisting open with the left fingertips. Good. Breathe here. Stay strong through the legs. Think about pinning the pinky edge of your foot down and using hip strength here to anchor through the left leg. Shoulder blades gently pinch together. Roll out the left wrist, gaze up or down. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice. Inhale, star pose, pushing all the way up. Both legs are straight. Give your hips a wiggle. Okay. And then as you exhale, warrior two the other way. So bending into the left knee this time. Good. Take a moment to get yourself steady. It's okay to bring the hands to the hips to manually feel around how this feels in your body. Think about rolling this inseam up and back. I know that you cannot see yourself, but notice if you feel like you're really leaning forward towards the left knee. Can you pull yourself back in space? So pulling the right hand closer to your straight leg. Good. Squeeze through the right glutes. See, sometimes you just have to shorten your stance once you realize how hard it is to hold warrior two. That's all good. Stretching through both fingertips, wiggling the fingertips, cultivating some stability, some strength. Inhale, reverse. Stay committed to this lunge. What other muscle groups can you recruit here to support you, to help you feel strong and steady? Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Left arm comes to the inside of the thigh. Right arm reaches to the sky. Good. So you're using this left arm for support here, but you're also using it to open up the left hip. So you're pushing left arm into thigh and then meeting that resistance with the left leg. And then from that traction here, using the chest to open, to twist, reaching through the right fingertips. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, star pose, straighten both legs, toes out, heels in, wiggle your hips. Breathe and reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do two more like that. Inhale, sweep just the arms up high. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one. Breathe in, reach up high, stretching. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. All right, that is it. That is our morning yoga stretch for the day. You're already standing, so you can just run off and do whatever it is required of you in this day. I hope you're feeling a little more awake, a little more limber and stretched out. If you have questions, requests for the future, let me know. I would love to incorporate your ideas into class. So thanks to everyone who has already offered ideas. I love hearing from you. We will be back next Wednesday with the evening class. So I will see you then. Take really good care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.